Hello everyone, welcome back my channel.
Diddy's alleged drug mule testifies employees moved like SEAL Team 6, used cocaine to stay awake. Sean Diddy Combs' former assistant testified Friday about intense conditions while working for the disgraced music mogul. Brendan Paul began working for the Last Night rapper in late 2022 up until March 25, 2024. The day Combs' Los Angeles and Miami homes were raided as part of a human trafficking investigation. Paul, a former Syracuse basketball player, claimed that Combs wanted his employees to move like SEAL Team 6, and his mission was to make sure Combs was always happy. Paul allegedly used Adderall and cocaine to stay awake while employed and would go long periods without sleeping, once for up to 3 days. Paul was the fifth person to receive immunity in exchange for his testimony in Combs' federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial. He told Christine Slavic of the U.S. Attorney's Office that Christina K.K. Coram, Combs' former chief of staff, basically ran the enterprise for the Bad Boy Records founder. Paul said he initially packed a lot of joints for Combs in the early days of his employment and would then travel ahead of Combs to advanced locations, he testified. Diddy's sex trafficking, racketeering trial forced into delay due to juror issue. Paul claimed he was instructed to buy drugs for the Victory rapper and once purchased more than $4,000 worth of marijuana from a former assistant, Philip Pines. He testified to purchasing drugs like ecstasy, cocaine and ketamine for his boss. He told the court that he would text a handful of dealers to procure drugs for Diddy, and would keep the drugs in a Gucci pouch. Paul said he was also responsible for picking up prescription drugs, and claimed Diddy used Cialis like it was Viagra. Once, Paul said he was asked to pick up Xanax without a prescription, but did not get it. Paul claimed Diddy participated in Wild King Nights, where the rapper and a significant other would go to a hotel to party and have sex under the influence of drugs and alcohol. He testified that Jane, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, would participate in the Wild King Nights, in addition to the rapper's other girlfriends. Like what you're reading? Click here for more entertainment news. KK allegedly made the assistant responsible for setting up and cleaning up after Wild King Nights, and they took place once a month in LA or Miami, Paul claimed. Rooms were allegedly booked under assistants' names or Diddy's pseudonym, Frank Black, and Paul would bring in lights, baby oil, Astroglide, alcohol and small toiletries. The Wild King Nights also took place at residences, Paul testified. Following Cassie Ventura's November 2023 lawsuit, Paul claimed the events stopped taking place at hotels. He testified that cleanup following a Wild King Night consisted of putting towels and sheets into a pile, cleaning up remaining items and throwing out empty bottles. Paul claimed he would clean up to avoid damage charges, and would leave cash tips for hotel staff. Click here to sign up for the entertainment newsletter. Paul became embroiled in Combs' legal drama in April 2024, after he was named in a lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones against the disgraced mogul. The music producer claimed Paul worked as a mule for Combs, procuring and distributing drugs and guns. The former college basketball star was then charged with felony cocaine possession, which was later dropped. He testified that the cocaine was Diddy's, but he did not tell law enforcement out of loyalty to his boss. Paul said he didn't face charges after he went into treatment for drug use, and he has not spoken to Combs since his arrest. Under cross-examination, Diddy's lawyer, Brian Steele, asked Paul if he was a drug mule. Paul said, "Absolutely not." When Steele asked Paul if he would have worked for a criminal, Paul once again responded, "Absolutely not." During redirect, Paul testified that there was sex and partying taking place during Wild King Nights, but he was unaware of whether events were legitimate or not. Nearly 6 weeks after the trial began, prosecutors indicated they would rest their case by Monday. The rapper's legal team told Judge Arun Subramanian they could likely be fully rested by Tuesday or Wednesday. Combs was charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution in a federal indictment unsealed September 17.